Hello guys, this is Sri. So today we are going to see about the complete details about the general log and the slow log in the MySQL. Okay. So during this session, I will go to these topics, how to enable the general log, and we will also cover the structure of the general log, then how to enable the slow log and the structure of the slow log file. Then what is long query time and minimum maximum and roll weight variables? We will see those variables as well. And there is another one, log slow extra variable. So we will cover these three variables, and how to change the slow log location. Like if you want to change your slow log location, then how to do that. Okay, then finally we will also go to see the log output variable. Okay, so let's go to it. I have one MySQL installed already. The MySQL version is the very recent one, MySQL 8.0.26. Okay. So first thing is general log. So what is general log? From the manual, MySQL manual documentation, general log, it means it is a log file which will record all the activity of the MySQL D. Okay. Like client connection, disconnection, SQL query, whatever statements are executing in the server, those will be recorded in the general log. Okay. Uh, for general log, mostly you have two variables in the MySQL. Okay. So first one is general log, and the another one is general log file. So general log is whether you need to enable the general log or disable the general log, then you need to use this variable. And general log file is you need to define the location. I mean, by default, it will be under the MySQL data directory. If you want to change the location of your general log file, then you can mention using this variable. Okay. So by default, the general log is off, always stand off. So also it is not recommended to turn on in the live system because it will consume it needs to record all the queries in the log file, right? So it will consume some additional IO or additional IO, and your disk also, your disk will be filled very fast. Okay, because the file size, the file, if you are having the very active system, I mean you are running many queries, then all will be recorded in the file, and your general log file size will be grow very fast. Okay, so it is not recommended to enable the general log in the production for all time, but still, if you want to record the activity for the particular time, like 1 hour or 2 hour, then in that situation, then you can enable the general log for that particular time period. Okay, so you can enable in the globally. You don't need to restart the MySQL. Okay, so set global general log equal to 1. Yeah, so it will enable the general log. So now your general log is enabled. Okay, let me go to the location where MySQL. Yeah, so this is the general log created. Yeah, so this is query I executed. In the general log file, you can see the time and the ID, and the command ID is the 10 here, and the command it is query and argument. What is the argument? I mean, that is a SQL text. Okay, so this is executed. Now let me execute another one query, like select sleep of 1. Now let's see the general log. The query is logged here. Okay, and let me do some other things. To schemas, use MySQL, show tables. Okay, now let's see the general log. See, so here I given the show schemas first, then I given the use MySQL. Instead of use MySQL, it will do the select database of, and I initiated the DB MySQL, so it is init DB and it's MySQL. Okay, then again I given the show tables command. it will also print all the field list. What are the tables name? It will also fill those table list as well. Okay. And if I want to execute one query, select store from user, executed this. If you see, the query is recorded. Okay, so this is the purpose of general log. So whatever you are doing, those things, what I mean, all the queries will be recorded in your general log file. Okay, now yeah. So the general log file, as I told, the default location is valid MySQL. That is your data directory. And if you want to change the general log file directory, then you need to manually create it. Let's say I want to valid in general MySQL. I want to change the general log here. Then I need to create the directory. Then I need to update the permission. Okay. Then set global. No. Okay. See, the general log is now created here. Okay. So for these changes, I mean, for this both variable changes, general log and general log file for the both variables, you can do on the online. You don't need to restart your MySQL server. Okay. So this is the general log, and the next one is slow log. Okay. So general log means it will record all the activities what MySQL D is doing. Okay, like connections, disconnect, and SQL test, and everything. Okay, it will be recorded in the general log. And for the slow log, it will slow. The main purpose of the slow log is it will collect only the slow queries. Okay, so what are the queries needs to be collected in the slow log that we can define. Okay, we have some control over the slow log. So let me explain that. Show global variables like slow. Okay, so the slow query log, this is the variable to enable and disable the slow log. So currently this is disabled. Okay. Now let me enable the slow log. Set global. Yeah, I enabled it. Okay. So now and this is the slow log file name. Okay, so now the slow log is created. If I open the slow log, this is the same field what we had in the general log. Okay, time, ID, command, and argument. Okay, now let me run one query for the 5 seconds. Select sleep of 5. Okay, so let's wait for this finish. Okay, so I just ran one query. Select sleep of 5. It took 5 seconds to complete. If you see the query is not logged in the slow log, right? So how when the query will be logged in the slow log? That is the next question. So for that we have the variable long query time. Okay. Okay. So here the long query time have the value 10. Okay. So in this case, the query taking more than 10 seconds will be logged in the slow log. Okay, the query which is taking less than 10 seconds, those queries will not be logged. So if the query is taking more than 10 or more than 10, then the query will be logged in the slow log. Okay, now let me execute select sleep of 12, and then let's wait to finish this query. Then we can check the slow log, that the query is stored in the slow log or not. Yeah, so it is finished. So it took 12 seconds to complete. I'm checking the slow log. Yes, so now the query is logged. The select sleep of 12. Here you can see select sleep of 12. This query is logged. Okay, so let me explain these fields. So here you can see the time, which time the query is executed, and user and post, from which user and which post the query was executed. And you can check the query time, how much time the query took, and log time. If the query is been logged, then you will get the log time here. And row sent, how much rows the query retrieved. The affected row is 1. And rows examined, how much rows was searched by the query. That is the examined row. It is also 1. Okay. Now you know about this long query time, right? Long query time is 10. So if the query is taking more than the 10 seconds, then the query 10 or more than the 10 seconds, then the query will be logged the slow log. Here you have another variable as well, minimum examine row limit. Okay, so let me set it here. If you want to log all the queries in the slow log, then you can set long query time equal to 0. Set global long query time 0. So I just set to 0. So what will happen? So what are the queries I executed? Though all the queries will be stored in the slow log. For example, select sleep of 1. If you see the slow log, it will be logged. Okay, select sleep of 1. This query is logged. Now, let me tell one more variable. Minimum examine row limit. Okay. Select that. So the default, it is disabled. Okay, you don't have any value. It is 0. Okay, it is disabled. So what this will do, it will log all the queries based on the long query time, and also it will check the examine row. Let's say I have set global 100. Okay, I said like this, set global minimum examine row limit equal to 100. Then you currently we have long query time equal to 0 and the minimum examine row limit equal to 100. Okay, I am executing one query which is taking 1 second. 1 second means it satisfied the long query time, because the long query time is 0. Then the query need to be logged. But the query is examine only 50 rows. It is not more than 100. In this case, the query will not be logged in the store. Okay, let me show the example. Select star from MySQL.user. I'm executing one query. Okay, I executed this query. If you check, 1 second. Long query time. Yeah. Executing select count of star from MySQL user. Okay. If you see here, I executed last time select count of star. This one is logged because I did not reconnect the session after setting the global variable. Okay, so just ignore that. Here I executed the select count of star from MySQL.user. Okay, if you see this, the select count of star query is not logged in the slow log file. Okay, because the query is 0.00 second. Anyway, I have the longer time 0. The query should be logged, but the query is examining only 4 rows. Okay, we set the minimum examine row limit is 100, so the query is not logged. Okay, so let me execute another query. Information schema dot columns. Okay, so this query is also taking 0.02 seconds, but the query is examining 3,441 rows, right? So now let's see. The query is logged. Select count of star from information schema dot columns, because the examine row value is huge, more than 100. So the query is logged. So this way also you can control the uh, uh, slow query logging in the slow log. Okay. And the next one is slow log extra. So this variable is introduced in the recent release, MySQL 8.0.14. If you are using MySQL 5.7, then you don't have this variable. Okay. So you just remember this columns available in the slow log: time, user and host, and query time, log time, rows and rows examine, right? And query, finally query. These are the columns currently available. So what is this variable? Log slow extra. What it will do? It will enable the additional fields in the slow log. Those logs will be helpful to. I mean, you will get more information about your slow query. Let me show you. So currently it is disabled. Okay, it is 0, so it is disabled. Let me enable this. Set global 1. Okay, I just enabled it and reconnected the session. It is enabled now. Now, let me execute the same query again. Select count of star from information schema dot columns. I executed the same query. Now let's see the slow log. Yeah. So this is the previous event. What is this have? Just time and user and host, query time, log time, rows and rows examine. These are the, and finally the skill test. These are the things we had, right? After enabling the variable log slow extra, then you can see the difference here. So here also you have the time and you have the user and host and query time, log time, and rows and rows examine. So from the previous session, it is stopped here, right? But after enabling the variable, here you have the additional information like thread ID and error number, the killed bytes, and your shorting messages, and the query is used in temp table, disk temp tables are not created temp tables. Any short happens, any merge happens, the short merge. You have additional information, right? So this is the purpose of this variable log slow extra. It will enable the additional fields in your slow log. Those will be helpful for your analysis. Okay. Now, how to change the slow log location? The same thing only. What we did for the general log, the same thing. Here also you have so here also you have the slow query log file. Let's say if I want to change the location, make this valid slow underscore log. Okay, I need to update the permission. Yeah. Now I just need to update the variable. Set global slow query log file equal to this is the directory and the file name slow.log. Okay, I just changed it here. File is created in the new directory, var lib slow underscore log. Okay, so this is the way. If you want to change your slow query log location, then you need to follow this. Okay, so the final one is log output. So let me explain what is this variable. So this output will define whether your slow query. This is applicable for both general log and slow log. Okay, so this variable is applicable for both general log and slow log. Okay, what is the purpose of this variable? It will define where your logs, general logs or slow logs needs to be stored. Okay, you have two options. One is file, and the second one is table. You can store your logs in the file or table. Okay, the log output variable is defined there. So by default, it is a file. Select edit log output. Okay, so the default one is the file. So let me show you how to change your slow log and the general log in the table. So for that, what you need to do, you need to set global log output equal to table. Okay. So once you updated, yeah. So now the log output is changed to table. Now here you have under the MySQL schema, you have the tables. Show tables like log and say wildcard log. Okay. So here you have two tables. One is general log and the slow log. Select star from general log. Okay, so now you can get all this information from here, so directly from the table. The information will be stored in the general underscore log table instead of your instead of the file. Okay, so here if you see the structure, show create table, the argument is your SQL test column. It is the blob column. So it is not readable. So to convert this, you can use select. What are the available columns? Event time, comma, convert your field name is argument. It is the blob column. Argument using UTF-8 from general log. Okay, so if you use this function, convert function using UTF-8, then it will be converted to the actual SQL list. If you see here, without this convert function, if you read the table, it is not readable, right? It is because of the blob column, it is not readable. So you can use the function convert of argument using UTF-8. It will be readable. It will print the SQL list. Okay. So we also, this log output will affect the slow log as well. For that, you have the dedicated slow log table. Select star from slow underscore log. Okay, currently no queries. Let me log some queries. Show global slide. So, okay, it is on. Long query time is 0. Okay. Select count of star from information schema.columns. Okay, now let me check the slow log table. Yeah, that query is logged. Here also the argument, I mean the SQL test column is blob column. Let me show the structure. Show create table SQL log. The SQL test column is the blob column, medium blob. So you cannot, by default, you cannot read the message. Like here also you can convert the things like select start time, convert of SQL underscore text using UTF-8 from slow underscore log. Okay, so if you use this convert function, then you can actually read the code in the slow log, select count of stuff from the information schema columns. Okay, so this is the use of the log output. It will define where you need to store the general log and the slow log things, whether it is need to the file or the table. Okay, so I don't see any disadvantages using the storing in the table, but some things you need to be considered, like your MySQL need to perform some additional operation to stay the, I mean, DB level. This is OS level. DB level MySQL needs to be perform some inserts in your slow log and general log table, right? So that is something you need to think about. And if you are storing the files in the storing the logs in the files, then who have the OS access, they only able to see the slow and general log. But if you are storing in the table, then whoever have the access to the database remotely, those can view your files, general log and slow logs. Okay, so apart from this, I don't see any disadvantages to storing in the table. Okay, so yeah, hopefully this session will be helpful to know about the general log and the slow log. If you have any questions, anything, you can command it. You can give the command under the video, and if you like this video, just like and share with your friends and subscribe my channel. Okay. Okay. Yeah. Thank you very much. We'll be meet in the next video. Bye.